Obviously been at the club for such a long time, it's been such a massive part of my life. Yeah, it's a bit mixed, like I'm excited and looking forward to my next opportunities, but at the same time it's a sad moment for me as well, because it's been, my home for over a decade now. As I said, a big part of my life, my family's life, so it's obviously sad for me as well to finally, I guess, step away from this role.
Number 19, Jack Hingert.
It's not just shaped me as a footballer, this club, it shaped me as a person and the man I am today as well. I think I've learned a lot about myself off the pitch while being at this club. So as I mentioned before, it's not just been a football club for me, it's been my home and something that's really has shaped me into the man I am today. And without me coming to this club and being a part of this club, I wouldn't have met my wife here. I wouldn't have had our first child here in Brisbane. We're expecting another child in the next couple of months here as well. So Brisbane really has become my home and who I am.
Lift it in front of the fans with his team. We'll get the photo first. There it is, bang. There you go. Up it goes, Brisbane Roar.
Congratulations.
Premiers again.
Worthy winners.
They're overwhelming favourites to be champions. Again, you would say on that and their performances so far this season.
We got a phone call from Ange, and it was kind of, I think the wording was, I've got one spot left in my squad or on my roster, and I want to give Jack that opportunity, so it's up to him if he wants to take it or not, and that was kind of it. And when my agent told me that, after watching the final, the grand final, and seeing where the club was at and the way the club was playing under Ange, it was a no-brainer for me to sign for the club. And I think I knew at that time, with where I was at and my age, I was only 19, 20 years old. I knew it was going to be a lot of work for me to come in and work my way into the team. I knew it wasn't going to be easy to get into the team because the team was unbelievable, and I had Ivan Franjic playing right back at that time.
They finish it all off. Jack Hingert's header! What an equaliser! Coletti with Mile Uznic drives the comeback, and that's two! Jack Hingert!
I think first of all, the team achievements in terms of the championship. There's 2 championships and a premiership that I've been at the club for, so it feels like a long time ago now since we won those. But in terms of team awards, that's probably my most important. And then if I'm talking about myself personally, just like the achievement and obviously recently becoming the record holder for the most appearances for the club is something that's very special for me. And I think I've mentioned this before, just the type of player and person I am, for me to be able to kind of get to that position is quite surreal and something I'm extremely proud of. All the legends that we mentioned before, your Matt Mackay's, Tomas Broiches, are the ones that really stand out to me. And as we just said, me being able to even put my name in the same list as those guys, and even overtaking them in terms of appearances, is something that I still sometimes can't really believe. Again, I'm not necessarily, I haven't always been the most, naturally skillful or talented player, but I think something that I've always kind of prided myself on is just hard work, and what you're going to get with me. Every time I go out on the pitch, I give 100%, and I hope that every time I have stepped onto the pitch, I've kind of made the fans proud, because that's all I've ever tried to do and wanted to do, to be honest. But again, one of the key messages that I give to young players coming through is it's not necessarily just your talent and just your skill. There's a lot of other elements that go into that, and your hard work can get you a very long way, and that's kind of, I think I'm living proof of that hard work that you do put in, that determination really can give you a long career in football. And that's something that I've always kind of focused on. I've always tried to, every training session, every game, just give everything I have for the club, and that's something that I've always done. Regardless if we've won or lost, I've always going to be that person that you're going to get 100% from. So yeah, I think that's something that I've kind of shown throughout my career. But yeah, I think as you mentioned, playing alongside some of those guys, your Broiches, your Mackay's, has been very special for me and kind of helped me learn as a footballer and a player, and has made it enjoyable as well to have these types of players around you where you can give them the ball, they're going to do something. You give the ball to Tomas Broich and something's going to happen, which is obviously amazing. And I think someone else that kind of helped shape me as well was learning from Franjic as a right back, and the things that he did, especially going forward as well. I think I learned a lot from him and was able to kind of become the player I am as well, learning from players like these guys. Jade North, Matt Smiths, I've been very lucky, and it's not just what I've learned as a player from these guys, it's the friendships that I've built as well along the way. You know, some of my best mates are people that I've met at the club and still are now. So yeah, it's been a very special time for me, and I've, again, not only from the football side of things, but outside of football, my friendships, long-lasting friendships that I've made through football is something that's been very special for me. I really appreciate their support. They're the reason we play, to be honest. We play for them, and the success that we have is for them and because of them as well. So I just want to say thank you to them, because they've been massive for us.